Attorney, can you quickly, briefly, explain lang din, no, for the interest of our viewers na lang din later sa newscast, paano ba nangyari to? Ano ba yung nangyaring doping daw na nag-positive daw tong si Justin Brownlee sa isang specific na substance?
Okay, so well, all I know is really what the ITA put out in their press statement. So the ITA stated that there was a based on samples collected from Justin Brownlee on October
Mm.
7. I think that was during the Asian Games. There was a finding that there was a specified substance
Mhm.
in his blood, or in his urine, right?
Mhm.
So that specified substance is carboxy THC
Mm.
or carboxy THC. And that's a derivative of cannabis, right? So
Mhm.
they collected from his A sample, and then I think they're gonna still test his B sample if Justin Brownlee or his camp wants it tested as well.
Okay. Syempre it comes with a shock for everyone knowing no gaano ka crucial and gaano ka laki yung naging performance ni Justin Brownlee for gold medal achievement ng Philippines. But everyone wants to ask, sir, even the public, no, ano ba yung magiging possible na consequence nito sa team? Babawiin ba yung gold medal? Tatanggalin ba tayo as gold medalist? Are we gonna be scratched off the books?
Well, under the rules, hindi naman, right? Because under the rules of the OCA anti-doping rules, you need more than two members in a team to have tested positive and found to have made anti-doping rule violations for the result of the team to be forfeited or to at least have some sanctions against the team. So I guess more than two. Right now, mag-isa lang naman si Justin Brownlee and he still needs his B sample tested. So it's not everything is still provisional right now, right? So
Mhm.
but when it comes to the possibility of the team forfeiting its gold medal, medyo malayo pa, right? Because under the rules, kailangan more than two members of the same team should have had an anti-doping rule violation. So maybe we shouldn't worry about that yet.
Okay, I see that. At least klaro yung part na yun, na hindi
Yes, yes.
hindi malayo pa or kung hindi man malayo pa na matanggal
Malayo
sa
pa,
atin
yeah.
yung gold. Mhm.
Yes.
Uh, if not, yun, with that case nga sir na possible na ma-retain pa rin natin yung gold medal natin, paano sino yung mapaparusahan dito? Is it going to be Justin alone?
Yeah, it will be Justin alone if ever his B sample is tested and then the B sample confirms the A sample, then he will be facing an anti-doping rule violation, right?
Mhm.
He can appeal that, all right? He can explain it, right? But it will be his in his own personal capacity and not in a team capacity he will be that the sanctions will be felt.
Mhm. Uh, Sir, just to clarify, meron daw provision na I guess 11.3 na may power ba ang host nation na mag-impose ng rules or sanction about doping? Can China do this since sila yung host country ng Asian Games?
I think that 11.3 was based on I think that was based on the ITA rules, but we're now
Mhm.
looking at the OCA rules, which is the one being imposed in China. So I think the OCA rules will govern what happened to Justin Brownlee and his situation, right? So mas specific yun. So ito na
Mhm.
yung rules na yun, right? So no stricter na. Yeah.
Okay. So, ang masusunod dito ngayon, sir, is yung OCA rule, Olympic Council
Yes,
of Asia.
because let me check where that 11.3. So that 11.3 came from the WADA rule, right? Which is
Mhm.
followed by the ITA, which says that the event ruling body might come up with a stricter rule. So the event ruling
Mhm.
body here is the OCA, and the OCA rule says that we have that more than two player rule, right? So yung
Okay.
OCA anti-doping rules yung susunod for this.
Sir, quick ano lang, no, differentiation. Ano ba yung pinagkaiba? Ano ba yung scope ng ITA? Kasi sila yung nag-test, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken, kay Justin.
yeah.
Pero bakit OCA yung masusunod?
All right, so ITA is the International Testing Agency of WADA, right? So they're the ones who
Mhm.
test in all events, right? WADA is the World Anti-Doping Agency, so they set out the code which sets out model eligibility, disqualification, sanctions, and also set out the substances which aren't allowed. OCA is the one who hosted the event, is the
Mhm.
organizer of the event, all right? Olympic
Okay.
Council Asia. So they're the ones who did it. So normally when you have an international event, the international event organizer will get will adopt the WADA rules and ITA rules, but can make it stricter if it wants to, right? So that's how it works. That's the interplay between it.
Okay, I see. So regardless, sir, ng twist and turns, talagang OCA yung mag-stand still na rule na susundin.
Mm. Yeah, because
Mm.
the OCA anti-doping rules, if you look at it, it's available online. It specifically says
Mm.
it's the 2023 anti-doping rules for the Hangzhou, China Asian
Mm.
Games. So yun talaga yun. Yun yung ikilala natin sa
Mm.
event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, with this ba, sir, may haharapin din consequences ang SBP?
I don't think so. They're not naman
Mm.
hindi naman sila yung may anti-doping rule violation. Yeah.
Mm.
Normally, when it comes to anti-doping rule violations, it's normally the player or the
Mm.
person giving the anti-doping or the person who caused the anti-doping rule violation.
Sir, paano ba yung next na movement dito? Kasi parang sabi ng POC, mag-a-appeal ang SBP to open the B sample. Can you walk us through it, sir? Ano ba yung A sample and B sample na yan? And paano ba siya? Lahat ba ng atleta nag-undergo ng ganito or yung mga nananalo lang after nung tournament nila? Ganun.
Well, so when you do doping, right? So the athlete gives an A sample and a B sample. The whole purpose of that is to make sure that if the A sample tests positive, the B sample will be used to confirm the A sample or not, right? Para lang may
Mhm.
dalawa kang tinitest. Kasi there might be a situation where the A sample is positive but the B sample is negative, right? So now there's a contradiction, which means there was probably some sample, right? So the B sample is there to confirm. B sample comes out positive, then it will go to the Court of Arbitration. The OCA rules is the one who will do the results management of it. So they're the ones who will give the sanctions. That's also the area where Justin Brownlee will be able to claim his side as well.
Okay. So, if I got it correctly, sir, if magne-negative yung B sample niya, then cleared na ba yung mga bagay? Or
Yes,
hindi
kung
pa?
mag-negative yung B sample niya, kung mag-negative yung B sample, his provisional suspension will be taken away because there's no anti-doping rule violation to begin with. That's
Okay.
there in
Pero
the rules.
mm, if magpa-positive ulit yung B sample, then he has to explain his side.
Yes, in the Court of Arbitration for Sport Anti-Doping Division. Yun yung next step.
Mm. Mm. Sa mga ganitong instances, sir, ano ba yung usual na nagiging parusa or consequences sa mga athletes na nagpa-positive sa ganitong klase ng substance?
Well, substances like this, like I mentioned a while ago, the WADA code has been treating carboxy THC differently from your anabolic steroid, right?
Mm.
Normally, when it comes to presence of prohibited substances in the WADA code, you're looking at 2 to 4 years of ineligibility, right?
Mm.
But when it comes to carboxy THC, the WADA code and also the commentaries on it have said that if you're able to prove that there has been carboxy THC in your system and that you took it out of competition, the sanctions might be lessened to even like a month or 3 months in eligibility, right?
Ah,
So
oh.
I think if you look at the FIBA website, they have a list there of anti-doping rule violations,
Mm.
and one violation there was an American basketball player found as
Mhm.
to have carboxy, THC, and the
Mm.
sanction for him was I think just 3 months.
Bakit nagkakaroon ng ganitong mga, I think parang bihira lang mangyari sa Philippines yung ganitong situation. Yet dito sa Asian Games meron tayong 2 cases. Does this sound an alarm ba para sa mga athletes natin to be more careful sa mga ini-intake nila?
Well, all the athletes are under WADA. Everything that enters an athlete's body is his or her responsibility, right? So I
Mm.
don't think it should raise an alarm because that alarm has already been set because they've been athletes in the first place, right?
Mm.
Why are I mean two Filipino athletes have been found to have apparent anti-doping rule violations by the ITA. I think that's just normal when it comes to international competition, right?
Mm.
I guess things have just been more nuanced and detailed, and things have just been more concentrated on this, that we have other things popping up, diba? But it's part of the course in international competition.
Mm. Ayun, sir, lastly, ano na lang paalala natin din sa public and sa mga syempre sa mga coaches and mga staff, no? Na nagma-manage din ng mga atleta, ng mga players nila.
Well, for the public, first, let's not cast judgment too quickly, right?
Mhm.
This is very early in the process, and the process is normal, right?
Mhm.
Let's not cast aspersions or anything against anyone or any place yet. For coaches and players, again, just be careful with what you ingest. Always talk to your team doctors
Mhm.
before ingesting anything, whether it's a cough medicine or a contraceptive or anything. So just talk to your team doctors first.